Wat Chromadit Habekan. Welcome to Should You Watch This with Popcorn Priest, a weekly podcast where movie enthusiasts, current and ex-movie theater projectionists. I had to change that for
they roped him back in.
Yay.
For Brain Rapperines. Current and ex-movie theater projectionists, new and old friends, take the time to talk about a movie that we just watched and answer that very question, should or shouldn't you watch this? Join us for a movie that all three of us hadn't seen.
And how.
And boy, were we surprised.
And for good reason, I might add. I think, let's hear the trailer. You're going to love this trailer.
Are they going to be able to understand it, considering it's in Icelandic?
No, it's like...
Are we just going to get
How you trying to tell your
up. Like, the worst trailers for a podcast.
In a world where they don't speak English.
This is all it is for like 45 seconds.
Where you have no neighbors.
Yeah. In a world.
Anyway, okay.
I feel like we're listening from the bottom of a well.
No, he's like humming and they're showing like...
The echoing.
Yeah, they're like showing like pictures of images of lambs and then him in and out of the barn and stuff.
All right.
Anyway, that's the trailer. Joining me today is reoccurring guests, Brain Rapperines and Noble Gas Tribe.
Why was it? How did it become Noble Gas? I don't even remember.
You gave yourself the moniker.
I gave myself that?
There was other ones you had, but that one's the one I like the most.
All right.
You can change it anytime you wish.
No, it's fine. I feel like I wouldn't have called myself a Noble Gas.
I think that's what it was. Noble Gas Tribe.
It was something to do with chemistry.
Well, it had to do with xenon because that's what's in the projector
lamps.
Bulbs. But anyway, I don't know. But whatever.
I think I had you as like dustpan
tribe.
No,
I don't like that one either.
Yeah, see?
Well.
Noble Gas Tribe.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, my Highland sheep farmers. The description for this one is a childless couple, Maria and Ingvar, discover a mysterious newborn on their farm in Iceland. The unexpected prospect of family life brings them much joy before ultimately destroying them. That's the description.
Before their downfall.
Directed by Vladimir Johansson.
There you go.
His directorial debut, as far as I could tell.
Interesting.
It was good camera work.
Top
How
build.
do you get jobs like this where you get like big name actors like I guess Nimi's kind of maybe she's just doing her part to help her Scandinavian brethren.
Speaking of
everyone.
top build stars, okay, let's all figure out how to say her name. Numi Rapace.
Numi.
It's Numi?
Numi Rapace. I stand by it. That's what I've always gone with.
Rapace.
I think it's the funniest one. Rapace.
Hilmer Snargonsson. And Bjorn
It's like learning the phonetic alphabet.
Hilnir Haraldsson.
Numi Rapace.
Runtime of 1 hour and 46 minutes. It's a bit long.
Feels longer.
Rated R. Genre on Rotten Tomatoes says fantasy/horror.
Sure.
And IMDb says drama only.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, fantasy horror to drama, like...
The fantasy elements are pretty light.
I feel like it should be all three.
Yeah.
We need to combine IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes. Anyway, speaking of IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes, a 6.3 out of 10 from 155,000 reviews.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes gives it an 86% from critics, 163 to be exact, and 61% from 100 plus audience ratings. Only 100 decided to give a rating. Usually it's like tens of thousands.
They're just not willing to support Iceland.
At the time of this recording, you can only rent or buy this one. It's not streaming anywhere. When did this come out?
Pretty recently, last fall,
was-
late winter.
Yeah, it was.
Or late
It was
year.
October or November because I remember seeing the posters at the junction when I was walking into work like one day.
I feel like we were trying to watch this in December.
Yeah, it
2021.
was available. Like
So maybe November
on demand.
ish.
I think it was like it was definitely like a fall, late fall thing.
Numi Rapace.
Rapace
No,
with a Z.
rapace.
That's Spanish.
It's Italian. Yeah, it's Italian.
Whatever. Mr. X says they're the same language.
Yeah.
All right. So this is going to be challenging for us, but
It's definitely if you know.
Well, without,
anything
like,
about A24
no, I'm talking about
Spoiling it?
5 reasons why you should or shouldn't watch
Oh,
this.
okay. No, I got this. Man.
I have one
Okay.
that was predetermined. I feel like if you are
One reason you should watch it.
one reason you should watch this. Number one is if you like A24 films.
Yes.
Oh, it's
that works.
definitely A24
Yeah.
film.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
if you're
good.
into that brand of films,
Yeah, this
it's
is
going to be.
This is more of that.
It's-
this fits the
It
brand.
starts off as one movie, and then halfway through it,
It's like
So
2 or
if,
3.
If you want to see like the noble and quaint lifestyle of a rural farmer, like
should be-
slandered against in like this horrific way.
slandered against sheep.
Well, slandered against just their entire lifestyle. I feel like 'cause they're like, you know how you think this would be all quaint and lovely, and you'd be one with the land. Well, actually, what if it was terrible?
All right. How many more reasons?
You need another reason to see it.
Any non-spoiler
If you wanted to know why the old video game Skyrim looks the way it does with its landscape,
the
you could watch
graphics
this
totally match
movie
up in the
and
movie.
you would see,
Yeah, the cinematography is really
it's
beautiful.
It's a very cool looking place.
Yeah,
It's a really slow burner. So I mean, the photography gives you something to look at in between.
yeah, you'd have to be in a mood that's like, I just want to sit back and enjoy some scenery and some.
Slow building
Slow
horror.
It's like
building
I was
horror.
talking to Cole. If you liked the movie The Witch, it's kind of a similar
Yeah.
type setup, but more Scandinavian than like Puritan New England.
I should have watched that with you guys, but I
cowered it out.
It was my first veto and my only veto of should you watch this?
And it's like
You were like those people who thought that like Paranormal Activity was real. That was the way you reacted when I said that movie. You're like, this is going to be too scary.
like one of
the
the-
government's going to ban it for being too scary.
it's like one of the least scary movies that we've watched so
Dude,
far.
that trailer is terrible.
yeah, but
But it's designed to get you in to watch it.
yeah,
it's good.
It's
just
it's
not-
more of a moody like piece like
yeah,
this
it's
is.
just like this.
But
Well,
like I kind of like that more just because I like that setting more. But yeah, it's
The ye old language is
like-
yeah.
like the pure. Is it like
It's like
Puritan?
it's like early America,
Like
Puritan
1600s,
forest,
living
like
in the woods.
exiles. It's so, but
Alright.
but not to detract from this. This is very similar. I feel in like mood and tone and
So we've got what
Atmosphere.
3 reasons? Any more reasons to watch Lamb?
You like Numi Rapace?
I mean, spoiler alert. There is
There is some there's
some
she's good in it.
sensuality.
Like the acting's good.
There's brief nudity.
I mean,
It-
No, she's a really good actress. Like she,
the
she
acting
really
from
sells
everyone
what
in
she
this I
does.
thought was really strong.
is this her native language?
I don't
she-
think so. I think she's Swedish.
No, well, she moved to Sweden. She lived in Iceland as a kid, and she learned Icelandic. But she knows it's like
I think it's
Icelandic, Swedish,
All those
Dutch.
Scandinavian languages overlap.
Yeah,
like
she knows like 5
They're like
languages.
Latin, those Latin-based languages.
And we put the subtitles on. I don't think they have. It's
No, it
not
was-
dubbed, right?
No, it's just Icelandic.
Okay, because that would be lame if it was dubbed.
that would be so funny. If it
We
was that.
at least on Amazon they only had the one language, so we
Yeah,
had to use subtitles.
watch it with.
Yeah, there wasn't even the option to watch
Subtitles.
It with, they probably didn't even pay for it because they're like the rube who requires this be spoken to them in their like native language is not going to be into it anyway. So why bother?
unless you're a socialist European and you already.
There's
know
also it's very
languages.
like light on dialogue anyway.
Yeah,
There's probably about 30 lines of dialogue.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sure the
like
script was about
for the
4
first
pages.
half of it, there's not much talking at all, and even when it does happen, there's not much of it. So
I mean, there you have it. We got 4-ish reasons to watch this.
if you think here's another one.
can't
You
come up
think
with 5?
sheep are cute?
If you think you can predict where the show will go,
If you think
you're in
sheep,
for
Oh yeah,
surprise.
that's like a kind of a game you could
if
play.
you think
It's-
sheep
yeah,
are cute
try
little
to-
animals that are fun, this This has got sheep in it.
If you try to predict every time you guess wrong in terms of the plot outcome, take a shot.
If you don't want to see sheep birthing, this is not for you.
Yeah.
What is it? What is animal husbandry?
Animal husbandry.
Well,
What else? Do we need more?
no, that's it.
The first 15 minutes are very intense sheep raising.
This brings us to our first category of part one is by the numbers.
For God's sake, just give me the damn number!
All right, so I moved Box Office Haul into by the numbers because it's a number. On an estimated, guess how much budget this was?
2 million.
30. I had two
$250,000.
what's the word? The competing budgets, 20 to 30 or 35 million.
Really?
That seems like way high, right?
That seems way high.
There's no way. It's one location with literally 3 actors in the middle of nowhere. And
Cole, can you fact check that while we keep going? Okay.
keep going.
Why would
If that budget,
20, 30 million?
yeah.
I mean, I guess it could be, but
And the worldwide box office haul of 2.8 million.
like maybe if they got a lot of credits from the government, like grants,
It seems like it made
Culture grants or
$0. Like,
if it costs that much to make it, it doesn't look like
what
it
was
did.
the highest grossing film in Iceland?
Yeah.
okay, that's number.
That's what's confusing.
This is our top by the numbers. Highest grossing motion picture in history of Icelandic cinema.
There's no way
As of 2021, earning over $1 million on the first weekend alone. This also makes this film the most attended Icelandic film shown in U.S. theaters again on the first weekend alone. And this despite being pitted against such big-name blockbusters like the James Bond franchise, which premiered in USA theaters at the same weekend.
Yeah, that's a little counter programming there.
Yeah, Iceland. Here's another one. This is for the sleep deprived, which is Cole. At the 45-minute mark and the 1 hour and 4 minute mark, again, a number, that's why it's in by the numbers, Maria wakes up gently from her nightmares, which is a realistic way of doing, rather than the usually depicted Hollywood version when the characters wake up sitting like in a jolt.
Yes. Where did you get that from?
It
What
just-
a weird thing to know.
It had a number. It was 45-minute mark.
What a weird thing to have jump out at you.
Yeah, that's because it had a number. It's by the numbers. So apparently,
Okay.
when you guys have a
It's true.
nightmare, I just open my eyes.
Yeah, because I mean, you're not trying to headbutt the camera like the actors in those situations usually are.
True.
That's how you know they're scared.
True. So this is going to be really challenging. But is there anything else you want to talk about that is non-spoilery? Because I don't have any more by the numbers.
I mean, I thought it was going to be more.
Okay, so here's a question, Taylor. You saw the trailer
Yes.
before watching the movie.
Yes.
I also did. After seeing the trailer, now having seen the movie, what's your impression?
I
film?
thought it was going to be more of a psychological horror film than it was.
Yeah, it wasn't as much
It wasn't as much.
as they build it,
No.
right?
No.
Yeah, that's what I got out of it too. I thought it was going to be much
It
more.
kind of looked in the trailer to be like one of those crazy mom movies. Mm-hmm. It's not quite what it is. I would not describe it as such.
Yeah, I agree. All right, our fact-checking department.
I can't find anything. I can only
You
find
got to
how much
go
it made.
to the public records of the Icelandic government to see how much money they gave
I'm not going to learn Swedish.
to the production company.
Icelandic.
I think I just went to Box Office Mojo and
And it said 20 to 30 million?
yeah,
That seems insane to me.
it seems a lot, but maybe it's to get people up
Does
to Iceland.
Numi cost that much? Did she carry that much clout?
Well, she's one of the producers on it.
Yeah.
Well, then she should have worked for cheap.
Yeah. Well, any other parting thoughts before we say goodbye and ask our listeners to come back next week for all the weird
It's
opinions that we have of this film?
It's not a movie I would necessarily recommend for just anyone. It's not like this is not for everyone. I don't think it is. I don't even think it's for horror fanatics necessarily either.
No.
Because it's not really that much of a horror film.
And I thought it was going to be based on the trailer.
yeah.
I thought there was going to be more of a
It's
an underlying theme of mothers.
Yes,
dealing with.
I thought so too. I thought it was going to be more
Loss,
more psychological and more an examination of, and it kind of is.
It kind of is, but
Of, like,
it was way less than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, but like it's definitely not a horror movie as so much as it is unsettling.
It's unsettling. That's a good word.
I would say that it's that more than anything else.
Yeah,
it's just unsettling and kind of upsetting in like an interesting way. But yeah, so if that's not for you, then no bother with it.
Yeah. Well, maybe next week we'll have the answer to the box office numbers, but at this point,
the box office numbers, that's not up for question. It's the budget, wasn't that?
Oh yeah, the budget.
I can't find the budget.
The budget. So anyway, there's going to be spoilers on part 2. So if you want to watch and then come back next week and join us for our breakdown of Lamb from 2021. Hit me up on the Twitters or the Instas if you want to interact with the great Popcorn Priest at Popcorn Priest. Drop me a line and say hi. If you've enjoyed this or any of our previous episodes, please subscribe so you can get notifications on our newest episodes. I love movies and would love it if you'd share the love. Share this with the movie lover in your life. Another way to support the show is by throwing a few shekels at the priest by visiting patreon.com/popcornpriest and see what extra perks you can enjoy. As always, thanks for listening, and thanks to my guests, Brain Rapperines and Noble Gas Tribe. Always a pleasure, guys. Join us next week for part 2 of Lamb, where we see some interesting imagery.
Yes.
And talk about what we thought about Lamb. We'll see you guys next week.